How do I land my first virtual assistant client? I've had a number of you ask these questions. And that's why in today's video, I'll be sharing with you practical steps to take to land your first virtual assistant client. If this is what you're interested in, stick around. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eva, for those of you that are new on my channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, I'm happy to have you back. Guys, everything I'll be sharing with you today on this video are practical steps that I took. So everything is based off my experience. Steps that I took immediately I concluded my virtual assistant training. This is what I'm about to share with you to help you land your first virtual assistant client. So if you want to land your first virtual assistant client this year, this video will be a very helpful resource for you. The first thing I did immediately I concluded my training, more like the first step that I took, was to create my portfolio. But prior to creating my portfolio, I made sure to sit down with myself and ask myself, what do I want to do as a virtual assistant? Because to be honest, that tag virtual assistant is just an umbrella name, guys. What do you want to do as a virtual assistant? That's why there are so many virtual assistant niches. I shared a video on it. Go check it out on the channel. There are a whole lot of virtual assistant niches that you can choose from. So I asked myself, what virtual assistant do I want to be? And after brainstorming and giving myself time researching, I decided I wanted to be a real estate virtual assistant. So what am I trying to say? You've concluded your training. What's the next step? The next step you want to take is you need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what do you want to do? So what's the first step you're going to take? You're going to sit down, brainstorm, and niche down. So number one step that you're supposed to take immediately you're done with your training is to niche down. Niche down, and the purpose of niching down is for the sake of clarity, focus, and so that you can know who you want to target, the client you want to target. Because the moment you can niche down, like I did, I decided I want to be a real estate VA. And niching down has really helped me, guys, because now I know the clients that I'm supposed to be targeting, right? It made me focused. It gave me clarity and focus. And with it came ease for me, guys. So now when I sit down, I already know my target clients. I already know the people that I'm pitching to. I already know the clients that I want to pitch to. So that's why the first step you should take is niche down for the sake of clarity, focus, and so that you can identify your target clients, guys. So the first step you want to take immediately you're done with your virtual assistant training is what? Niche down. Niche down for this reason that I mentioned, for the sake of clarity, focus, and so that you can find your exact target client. Because if you just want to be a general virtual assistant, you just be everywhere serving nobody actually, right? So guys, that's the first step you should take. Okay, so the next step I took after niching down and gaining clarity and focus was to rework my portfolio. You see that portfolio that you created after your training, just go and keep it somewhere. To be honest, like realistically, I would advise you to keep it somewhere. Yeah, you might need it someday, but for the sake of, realistically facing this journey, keep it somewhere and do what I'm about to tell you to do now. You've niched down. So the next thing you want to do is rework your portfolio. So that first portfolio you created, you can rework it or you can keep it aside and create a brand new one. So what I did is I created a brand new one strictly for real estate, targeted towards businesses in real estate and construction. So that's what I did, guys. I had to rework my portfolio to match my target clients, guys. So that's the next step you should take. Once you niche down, that's the first step. The next thing you want to do is you rework your portfolio. So after reworking your portfolio, you now have something that you want to show to your clients. So that's the essence of reworking your portfolio, so that you have something tangible to show and that is an evidence that, oh yes, this is what you've done, right? And so once you have your portfolio, the next step you want to take is you want to research the industry that you're going into. You don't just want to carry your portfolio and just go and jump You know, I have a portfolio now. Just start, you know, throwing it around. No, you don't want to do that. The next step you want to take is you research that industry that you're going into. So that's what I did. I went online. I researched everything related to, you know, real estate in my region. You know, started looking for communities. You know, seeing what realtors post. You know, just to have an idea of what the industry is like. Right? You know, joint communities of realtors. So you want to do that. Research your industry. Begin to join, you know, communities where you will find your client, your target clients, guys. You want to start joining those communities. You research and you start joining those communities. And then you start researching resources that you need, right? And when you've done that, we will now talk about the fourth step. So the fourth step you want to take, you've done the first three things that I mentioned, right? You've already niched down, which is the first. You have clarity now, you have focus, you have your target, you know, clients. You've reworked your portfolio, you've researched your industry, you've joined communities. Then the fourth step you want to take, the fourth step you now want to take is to brand yourself. Brand yourself. Guys, brand yourself. Virtual assistant is not just, oh, you want to carry that name, virtual assistant. You need to have a brand. That's why you see that the most successful VAs, they have a brand. So you need to sit down and think of, how do I want to brand myself? You know, what social networks do I want to use? How do I want to, you know, where do I want to be seen the most, right? Those are the things I did, guys. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have started my YouTube channel. Like, I wouldn't have even been consistent like this. I had to sit down and say, okay, I selected three social networks that I want to be seen. Facebook, YouTube, guys, and Instagram. Those three places, if you go, you will see me posting content, right? So you choose. For some people, you see them mostly on LinkedIn. Where are your target clients? For me, that's why I mentioned the third thing you want to do. You want to research your industry. I chose these three channels for branding because that's where I see that my clients are mostly found, right? That's where I see most of my clients, you know, spending most of their time. When you go online on Instagram, you see a lot of realtors, on Facebook, right? So I decided, okay, mostly, very few of them on LinkedIn, and that's why I decided to just drop off LinkedIn. So guys, take this very seriously. This is my honest advice. Like, this is what I did. So guys, you want to make sure you brand yourself. Do these things that I'm telling you. Honestly, you'll see results. In no time, you will land your first client. Brand yourself. Choose 3 networks that you want to pitch your tent. Where you will find, in fact, not where you want to pitch your tent, where you will find your target clients. And pitch your tent there. And start growing those networks. So when you brand yourself, you choose your color. Branding also, you choose your color. You choose your tone. You know, how do you want to relate? How do you want to draw in your, you know, your clients? You start doing all that in your branding. The fifth and the final step, guys, is you now pitching. You see how everything really worked, you know, together for me to get to this point. So now you want to start pitching to your clients. Why? Because you have already laid down the foundation, that good foundation for yourself. You already know your target clients. You already have a good portfolio that you can show to them. You've already researched the industry. You know how to relate with them, the tone you want to use, right? You already branded yourself, you know. So by the time, you know, they are coming in, they've seen that, okay, this person have done a very good groundwork. And in no time, you know, the ones that are really looking for, you know, virtual assistants to work with, I tell you, they will hire you immediately. Because they see what you're already doing. They see that, oh, this person knows what they are doing, right? So you can now start pitching to them. I'll show you an example of all these things. I'm not just here to come and be talking to you guys. These are steps that I took practically and that helped me. When I've completed my training, I did all these things. I'll show you samples of jobs that I did. I did, you know, free job. You know, so when you are pitching, feel free to pitch and say you want to volunteer. And the reason you want to volunteer free is because you want to what? Showcase your expertise. You want to let them know, yes, you know what you're doing. You know, you have these skills, right? Because it's what I did. I started out with graphics. I reached out to every realtor that I know, that I have as my contact, shared with them. Immediately, I sent my portfolio. The first thing, the first realtor that responded to me said, wow, did you create this? I said, yeah, I created it. They were like, oh, wow, interesting. Like I get it a lot. Why? Because I've done my groundwork, right? I created graphics, reels, newsletters, and then I also offered to do other things, for them. And trust me, they were so happy. And that's what I have on my portfolio. So what am I saying? Before pitching, make sure you've done these 4 things, right, that I mentioned. Don't just go out there and just start pitching. And then you now, get tired and say, oh, I'm not getting clients. Oh, this virtual assistant thing is not the way they're hyping it and all that. No, you have to do your groundwork as well. You have to lay a good foundation for yourself as well, even before launching out. Guys, I think in the first 2 months after my training, I was doing groundwork. All these things that I talked to you about on this video were what I did. I didn't just start applying to job, because one, in the first place, I wasn't so sure, like, okay, I just felt like I needed to work, hands-on, to be sure that, yes, this expertise, I can, use them, right? And that's why I didn't just rush and start applying. And the reason why you should do all these things I mentioned is it builds your confidence. You see me talk like this so confidently. It's because I made sure to build my confidence first before even, launching out. It helps you a lot to build your confidence when you do your groundwork, when you lay a good foundation for yourself before just, rushing out, right? So this year, if you want to land your first client, make sure you work on your foundation. If it means you, taking a break, please take a break. I've had, a couple of virtual assistants tell me they took a break. After struggling, they were like, oh no, I need to step back a bit and see what works, right? And they will share exactly what I've shared with you now. If you meet with them for mentorship, they will share with you this same thing that I'm telling you right now, guys. So this year, if you want to land your first client, I'm repeating it, make sure you niche down. Know exactly what you want to focus on. Research and find your target clients, right? Niche down for the sake of clarity. Make sure you rework your portfolio. Don't just carry that, first portfolio you have and be carrying it everywhere. It will not help you. It will not do anything for you. Rework it. After niching down and knowing your target clients, rework it. Guys, I'm just trying to, recap on all the things I've said. And after you do that, start researching. Research your industry, join communities where you find, your target clients. And then after you've done that, brand yourself. Don't just go out and be doing things anyhow this year, guys. Please. I'm saying this so that you won't just go and give up along the way and say, oh, this thing is not even working. Why? Right? So if you really are serious, you want to do this, take all the steps that I'm sharing with you and come back and tell me if it doesn't work. I am here. My channel is here. Come back and tell me if it doesn't work, guys. Yeah, I'm talking about it, so confidently and emotionally with you guys because I want you to succeed as a VA. That's the reason I created this channel, to help you succeed by sharing these tips, advice, resources, steps that I've taken, sharing my personal experience, realistic experience with you, how it's going, how well it's going and how well it's not going, So I'm sharing everything with my whole heart because I want to see you succeed, guys, on your virtual assistant journey. I'm your VA buddy, right? So guys, please, this year, if you know you want to land your first client, take these 5 steps that I've mentioned, and I'll see you on the other side of success, right? We'll both be there. We'll both enjoy this VA money. This year, we must enjoy it. Alright, guys. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it is, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on another video, guys. Stay blessed and stay fab.